Hello VC, it's Alexander from Wax and Wine, and I'm back with a video, some quick highlights to start the year. So not everything, I kind of am trying to do a quarterly wrap of some of the big hits, but there's quite a few really nice pieces. Somebody in the comments suggested a little bit more wine talk, so I will happily oblige. Let's start with one of my favorite wines. First off, the category is one of my favorites. It's Beaujolais. Beaujolais comes from France. It's always going to feature the grape Gamay when we're talking about red wine. This is Clos de Wallet. Boom, get my little face out of there. So Clos de Wallet. Wallet was originally this horse's name. You see here it also says Cuvée Tardive. Cuvée Tardive generally means like a later harvest, but in this case it's actually referring to the old vines that go into this wine. So what am I drinking? I'm drinking Gamay from Beaujolais, but specifically from the village of Fleury. So Fleury is one of the 10 crus of Beaujolais. I always look forward to that. I always buy a few bottles. Sometimes I buy a case if it's really exceptional. This is really good. I think I'm going to give it a little more time. It brings a lot of red fruit, so kind of think like not a totally ripe strawberry, but something akin to that. And then you get some really intense minerality, and it's always a good wine no matter what I'm dealing with. So these are very, very old vines. Old vines are coveted to winemakers, probably more of a thorn in the side to a wine grower, a grape grower, but to the wine lover. So essentially we're getting more intensity. The grape vine, as it gets really old, is producing much less fruit, but the fruit it does produce, in theory, is very concentrated, very powerful, and it's never boring. So let's give it a sip and then let's talk about some records. But yeah, you should go and look for this wine. Oh, it's delicious. It's super dry, lovely red fruits. Yeah, about $35 is what you should be looking to spend. Imported out of New York, there from Louis Dresner, great importer. Let's start with a couple new records, two records that I've been infatuated with. One is this 2026 release of Tyler Ballgame. For the first time again, there he is. I hope to see this guy performing, or rather opening for Belle and Sebastian. But the track you should listen to, I Believe in Love. I think that's a song worth listening to. This next album was one I had to buy. I heard this single on Sirius XM, and that was called Light Night Mountains All That. So it's the third track on the record. This is a band that starts in 2015 out of Chicago, Illinois. Of course, I'm talking about Rat Boys. I actually wasn't familiar with these guys at all. There's a female in the band. She is your lead singer. That track like lit me up. It was unbelievable. It made me stop and pay attention to what was happening. I was like, this is incredible. Kind of this powerful, frenetic guitar playing, and you're just kind of building, and I don't know, it's like everything I love about like A Built to Spill was kind of happening in that song, and it's just very, very different. But the rest of the album isn't really like that. It's just very good indie rock with her really nice vocals over the top. Got it on green wax, happened to be signed. Super, super cool. Found these two records. These are really nice addition. This is kind of that lovely California, this is a San Francisco particularly stamped sound. Both of these records come off Autumn Records from 1965. Paid $10 on the dot for both of them. Introducing the Beau Bremels, and then right behind it, Volume 2 with the Kmart sticker. You guys who are not on Team Shrink, I don't know what is going on. California pop music, very, very happy. I've actually only listened to this. I've always wanted this record. A record store I was in a few years ago was playing it, but they wanted like $25 for it, and I was like, I don't like it that much, but I like it. Yeah, super cool, fun story. Little bit of success right out the gate, and then very quickly on they kind of disband. We got guys enlisting in the military and the whole thing. So this next one comes from Atomic, but more, this is me breaking my own cardinal sin, right? I'm trying to acquire exactly what I want. Obviously, that's not how I shop, but I'm also trying to only buy clean, perfect records. I broke my rule here. So you see a pretty good looking cover here. Bobby Timmons, Little Barefoot Soul, originally comes out in 1964. This is a 72 repress. This was $14 at Atomic. It was $14 because the call letters and this crazy ass spiral was written all over the front of it too. The record itself is perfect, but again, it's a 72 repress, so it's not like extremely rare or valuable, but I got kind of a discount because of this annoying shit, but I magic erased it. So the spiral that was all over her face and the call letters and stuff, it's all gone. So at least it presents well. But really love that trio setting for Bobby Timmons. Most pianists are gonna work for me. This gets me near complete for his recordings, and I'm just such a big fan. Very happy to add that. Maybe one day I'll find an original. Here's one I never see. A band I kind of, brothers rather, who I've only learned about later in my love for bluegrass, but never see these guys. And last week I found it for $12.99. Very, very good shape. What is it called? Tragic Songs of Life by the Louvin Brothers, originally released in 1956. This is an early 60s recording on that beautiful rainbow capital. $12.99, are you kidding? This is a much more expensive record than that, so I had to buy it. It didn't matter really what the price was. I was going to buy it just because I never see the Louvin Brothers. Perfect harmonies, kind of epitomizing what I love most about bluegrass, is that wonderful fast playing, but then harmonizing over the top of it. Really cool. Here's another one. I generally balk at the pricing, but I found this at a thrift store. I found it at $3.99. There was a whole host of records that had just been dropped. They were all actually in excellent shape. They were excellent discs. Most of them were like VG Plus sleeves, and that's exactly what this was here. I got two records. I got an X album and this, but 1973's Buckingham Nicks off Polydor Records. This is the record that Mick Fleetwood heard at the studio and helps these two get into the band. But Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks coming together as a amorous duo. Very, very easy, lovely music. It's cool. It's a cool point of entry. I never actually listened to this record, right? You guys know that I don't really stream a lot of albums ahead of time. I just hope to find them and go on a journey. When I've seen this at record stores, it's always in the $50+ range. So for $3.99, you better believe I was adding it, and very happy to share that. Claudia's a big fan of Fleetwood Mac. This next one is probably my favorite of all the recordings I'm going to show you. This is on point for how I collect. It's a record I've been wanting to collect everything from this man's catalog. Frequently, you kind of see the same records over and over, and then the other records you'll see from him are going to be absurdly expensive. So I found this with a whole bunch of sealed records at an antique store, and I bought 3 of them. But Woody Shaw's Song of Songs, I believe this comes out in 1973 off Contemporary. It said sealed. It had the original price tag under it. What was it? It was like $2, $3, looks like. Whew. It's a burner, dude. This guy really brings it. So Woody Shaw, fiery trumpet player, and for my ears and for what I'm into, that really sings to me. I also got a bunch of Stanley Cowell stuff, and that was really cool. Picked this one up. This is a record because of me being on the hunt for Robbie Basho. So I asked the brothers Atomic there if they had anything, and in fact, he just had a record land. So they priced it up for me. This was $49.99. This is the Spring 67 sampler off Tacoma Records. So this features all your guys on there. But it is bookended by the great Robbie Basho with his 13-minute track, The Thousand Incarnations of the Rose. And his playing is spectacular, and it's an artist that I am really trying to acquire more. I love John Fahey, and I never thought for the longest to really examine the Tacoma catalog. So I don't know why. I just always liked Fahey, and I kind of thought he was a one-off and he was on his own. Turns out there was a few other guys kind of in the vein of. Incredible. I'm going to show you one really incredible score, and then I'll show you kind of a curiosity to end it. So just got this like 2 days ago at a record store I rarely go to. It's a record store, again, that has only really new music. Saw this. I I only could feel that this was actually a UK press when I touched the jacket, and then I noticed it was mono. 1966's Revolver. This is apparently a withdrawn mono copy, according to my stamper. There it is. I'm gonna call it conservatively a very, 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 very strong VG. If you looked at it, you could see like tiny, tiny marks, but really they do not sound. This sounds very good. I gave it one clean in my humming guru, and we were off to the races. So it's a fantastic album. It's kind of fun to play around with the different mixes, right? We're all nerds who watch these videos. Any chance to get a UK mono copy, why would I even hesitate? Just to experience that. Very cool. So I have an American stereo copy, and now I have a UK mono, and I paid $15. Very happy. Okay, this last one could be technically the rarest record I'll show you, just in terms of, looks like 170 people want this record on Discogs right now. And I found a copy at a thrift store. This record has been so elusive for me. I found it one time digging. It's gonna be kind of laughable to you guys. I'm a big fan of the Temptations. Love Dave Ruffin. Eddie Kendricks. That record from 1972, People Hold On, has been so hard to find. Found it once, was not in good shape, and I did not want to pay like $25 at the time for that record. So what did I find at a thrift store? Well, I found Ray's copy from South Korea. Ray wrote his name on there. But look at this, like weird sepia slash kind of purplish cover. This is a South Korean copy that's in very good condition. We're just gonna show you the Oscar label. But yeah, so I guess I'm the only one in the world, which can't be the truth. There's probably a bunch of people in South Korea who have it, who don't have Discogs. But there it is with a Korean import stamp, I suppose. Sounds good. It doesn't sound like terrible, so I was happy about that. But it was $3.99, and what a weird thing to find. So that's it, guys. I had some mega scores. I have a few more things coming. Hope you guys are well. Keep trying to introduce more wines. And yeah, look forward to seeing what you guys are out there finding, and hope everyone is well. Bye-bye.